Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Darrin Goodman from GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. Today I got a lesson for you beginners out there with some 3 licks that legato licks that use hammer-ons and pull-offs and open strings. So these are fairly simple licks. If you're new to playing lead guitar and soloing and stuff, these should be beneficial to you. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at them. All right, so lick number 1 utilizes pull-offs. So if you don't know what a pull-off is, you pick a note, like right here. I'm on the first string, first finger's on the 5th fret and third finger's on the 7th fret. So I pick the 7th fret and then pull off to the 5th fret. So when you do the pull off, you don't want to just lift your finger up. You actually want to drag it off so it picks the string. Like that. Now, as you move across the strings doing this, you need to mute the strings that you're not playing so you don't hear them. If you're playing with distortion, if you're playing with a clean tone, you're not going to really notice it as much. But if you're playing with distortion, there will be you'll get these sounds that you don't want. So if I'm playing on the first string, like here from 7 to 5, I'm using this part of my hand. I'm just resting it on the other strings, so that way they're muted and you don't hear them. They don't just start ringing on their own. And as you work your way to the lower strings, the muting technique is going to change just a little bit. So like if I move to the 2nd string and do the same thing, 7 to 5, I'm still muting the lower strings with my palm of my picking hand, but I'm letting my first finger just kind of droop down, so that way that first string is muted. And when I go to the 3rd string, same deal. Just want to slightly touch those strings just to keep them quiet, so that way you don't hear any of those other sounds. All right, so lick number 1. Starting off on the 2nd string, you got your 3rd finger on the 5th fret and your 1st finger on the 3rd fret. And then we're going to pick and pull off to 3 and then pull off to the open string. Like that. And this lick is set up as triplets, so it's groups of 3. So we've got on the 2nd string 5, pull off to 3, pull off to the open string. Then we move to the 3rd string, and we're going to move down a half step. So now we're going to pick 4, pull off to 2, and then the open string. And then we move to the 4th string, same frets, 4, pull off to 2, pull off to the open string. 5th string, same thing. Pick 4, pull off to 2, pull off to the open string. And then follow that just with an A5 power chord. So what I'm doing there is I've just got my first finger on the 2nd fret barring the 4th and 3rd string and the 5th string open. All right, lick number 2. Now in lick number 2, we're going to be using hammer-on, so it's kind of the opposite of a pull-off. So when you do a hammer-on, we'll just go back to like the example we did on lick number 1. So I'm going to put my first finger on the 5th fret of the 1st string, and I'm going to pick that note, and then with my 3rd finger, I'm going to hammer it down onto the 7th fret of the 1st string. Now, when you do the hammer-on, you don't want to just set the finger down lightly. You need to actually, literally, hammer it down hard and hold the pressure once you do it. So that way it actually frets the string makes contact with the fret and frets the note, as if you picked it. So if you picked it, and then a hammer-on. So it has a slightly different sound to it. Using hammer-ons and pull-offs, instead of picking every note, it just gives a little bit more flavor to your playing. It's really good to like kind of mix the two, when you're playing, soloing, to sometimes pick all the notes and sometimes to do hammer-ons and pull-offs or slides and stuff like that, just to kind of flavor everything up. So this lick is also in groups of 3, it's triplets. So it's all on the 2nd string. So we start off, we pick the 2nd string open, and then we do a hammer-on to the 5th fret, and then the 8th fret. Now, I'm using my pinky, my 4th finger here to go up to the 8th fret. But if this is new to you, you may not have the strength in that finger yet to really do it. So you could use your 3rd finger, but I really recommend that you really work on trying to get your 4th finger so you can utilize it. It's quite an advantage when you use that finger. I know a lot of people don't; they avoid it like the Black Plague. But I really recommend that you do it. So we start off. We have 4 beats of that open to 5 to 8. Now, the 2nd measure, we simply just move this shape down a half step. So now we're going to go open 4, 7. 4 beats of that. And moving on to the next measure, we're going to move back up. So now we're open 5, 8 again. And it's going to be just for the first 2 beats. Then we're going to move that shape up a whole step from there. So now our 1st finger will be playing 7, and your 4th finger will be playing 10. And this will be beats 3 and 4. And then for the next measure, final measure, we move back down a whole step. So we're open 5, 8 for 1 beat. And then down a half step for beat number 2. And then that 7th fret right there is tied to a half note for beats 3 and 4, and just throw a little vibrato onto it. So that last measure. All right, so the whole sequence, slowly. Right, now lick number 3. This one also is going to be using hammer-ons, and it's going, instead of being on 1 string, we're going to start on the 6th string and work our way up to the 3rd string. Again, this one is in triplets in groups of 3. So we start off, we've got 6th string, open 5, 7. And then we move to the 5th string, open 5, 7. Then to the 4th string, open 5, 7. Now we move back to the 5th string, but we move up a whole step, so now it's open 7, 9. Then to the 4th string, open 7, 9. And then the 3rd string, open 7, 9. And that last note is tied to a half note, so it just rings out with a little vibrato on it. So the whole sequence slowly. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that and you got something out of it. The key with these is just to practice them slowly and really work on that muting technique that I talked about at the first, because if you're hearing those other strings, you're trying to play and you're hearing, these other strings making noise and stuff, it's just not going to sound good. So if you liked the video and you got something out of it, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if there's anything you would like to see myself or one of the other instructors here at GuitarControl.com do in a future lesson. And until next time.